Hey everybody, Scott Pierce here at Listings to Leads. Welcome to the call. Let me know that you can see my screen. We're going to be going over open houses and how to generate great leads from an open house before the open house, how to do the open house in a way that's going to engage more people so that we get more buyers and more seller conversations during the open house. And then we're going to talk about what to do after the open house. So if you got a good amount of traffic coming through the open house, we're going to talk about what to do with that afterwards to get seller leads and some listings. So let me know that you can see my screen and hear me talking. We'll get started here in just a few seconds. One thing I do want to do is I want to go into our Facebook mastermind group. I just did a couple of posts. I think a lot of you will get a lot of great info from this. So this post right here. So this ad is for a price reduced listing. So just think landing page, open house. So if you have an open house, maybe it's been on the market for a while, maybe it's brand new, doesn't matter, right? We got an ad for a listing, and this listing here, 18 leads, $555 each for a ad spend of $99. So for most of you, you're running ads for $35 a week. I want you to consider two things, maybe three. Pay attention to the cost per lead. If the cost per lead is good, extend the ad. You can add more budget to it. You can add more time to it so that if you get an ad that's producing really well for you, extend the ad for another week. Add $50, add $100, whatever you're comfortable with, whatever you can handle as far as leads coming in. So again, 18 leads, $555 each. This is a screenshot of the ad. Absolutely nothing different from any other ad that we do. So we got the standard template, standard language, nothing edited, just complete stock. Here are the questions. So when you click on the ad, right? So again, here's the ad, and we're going to do this for open house. When you click on it as a lead, now we're looking at this 4 questions. And these questions are part 1 of, part 2. Part 2 of going from generation to engagement. Because if we ask the right questions in the follow-up, we're going to have better follow-up and have better engagement. You're going to see exactly what I mean here in a minute. So what's your time frame to buy? See if you qualify for zero down or down payment assistance. Do you have a home to sell? What would be most helpful right now? So those are the questions that people answer. Then they go to name, email, and phone number. Then they go to the listing. Now keep in mind, of 18 leads, 5 are engaged, 3 have had appointments in the last week. So this is the actual lead follow-up or the lead record. So the lead comes into listings to leads. Do you have a home to sell? No. We're going to find out more about that later. What would be most helpful right now? New listings and price drops. What is your time frame to buy? Just dreaming? We'll talk about that. See if you qualify for zero down or down payment assistance? No. So what would you think about this lead? You'd probably think a waste of time. Why am I going to even bother with it? I would be sad to tell you that this lead, so it came in and it says, "Hi, this is Yi Gong. So we're checking out 8707 Gaines Avenue. Reply stop to inscribe." So the very first text message goes out, refers to why are you even in here? You clicked an ad for a listing, or it could have been new construction, down payment assistance. So that goes out. And then about 20 seconds later, the second message goes out. Now, that second message says, "I noticed you wanted updates on new listings and price reductions. Should I focus on the same area and price range or include nearby areas also too?" Boom, gets her engaged. Now, a little bit later on this conversation, she set an appointment, had the appointment. Awesome stuff right there. So now I want you to take a look at one more post because we're going to take that idea and we're going to go to the next level. So here are 3 leads. All these leads set appointments. So keep that in mind. All 3 of these leads set appointments. We're using Go High Level. And if you're interested in leveraging the AI text, like you can even keep your CRM. But if you're interested in leveraging all of our AI text follow-ups, first of all, we have an API with Go High Level. So if you're using Go High Level, we now have an API with them as of the last few weeks, just like we do for other CRMs. And if you don't have Go High Level, and you maybe don't even want Go High Level necessarily, but you would like to take advantage of the AI text that we've built, that we've been working on, let me know. Just email me or message me in the mastermind group, and I'll get back to you on that. We're gonna start making it available to people here at some point soon. So we're gonna start taking a kind of a beta group, right? Just people so that we can get into the onboarding process, make sure everything works good. But if you're interested, let me know. But back to this, check this out. And so it's that API that allows some of this. So you can see the first message, right? It's the same in all of them. I saw you're checking out 8707 Gaines Home. Second message a few seconds later. And that's important that the that you don't put this in one message is important, because what we're doing is we're allowing them to breathe. That first message is just, I'm here. I know why you're here. Here's why we are connected. Sending that by itself, I think, is critical. And then the second message going out right afterwards refers back to the lead form questions automatically. So notice the second one says, I noticed you wanted an estimated monthly payment. Would you like me to do yada, yada, yada? And then, so they don't respond to that one. That's fine. The next day, quick question. Would you prefer a home that is completely move-in ready or new construction, essentially? And then she responded to that one. Boom, led to an appointment being set. And this one, same exact ad, same exact ad, same first message. Just again, I'm trying to connect with you. Why am I talking to you? Oh, I saw you were checking out 8707 Gaines Avenue. But the second message, again, 15 to 20 seconds later, I noticed you wanted updates on new listings and price reductions, because that was what they selected in the lead ad. And then boom, she gets into it. 350 to 400,000, tells the area. Again, conversation continues, appointment set. And this was the one that said she had no home to sell. Maybe she doesn't need to sell it, but she's just showing that she has one. I don't know. And then the third one we'll look at, same ad, same exact ad, same exact ad, same first message. Second message, I noticed you wanted to explore possible down payment assistance. Are you a first-time home buyer? Yada, yada, yada. Boom, right? Look at that. 2 minutes later, give me a call, text, not during the weeks, on the weekend or whatever it was. Thanks for sharing. So we're programmed Monday, boom, appointment set, appointment met. So I share that with you because when we get into doing the ads, I'm going to be showing you these questions. I'm going to show you how to select. We got 20 different questions for buyers, 20 for sellers. In your CRM, you should be able to connect all of that up together so that as leads are coming in, you are able to know, first of all, you want to make sure that you know what the lead is saying in those questions, whether you get it from listings to leads directly, it goes into your CRM, but you want to make sure that you know those replies, because that is the key to the follow-up. And of course, just normal follow-up. Find those posts though in the mastermind group. I'll give you the link to the mastermind group here a little bit later. And there's more to it, so you can read more on that. We're going to talk about open houses. And when you log in, there's a pop-up. And check this out. This is so true. The best line to get listings at any open house is, my 100 plus point home marketing plan for getting home sold is on the table over there if you'd like to see it. And then what's on the table over there? This right here. You can print it up yourself. You can order from us, but having these at an open house is a phenomenal way to discern who owns a home without literally asking, do you own a home? Because when I give that line, when I say that line at an open house, after people sign in, after I initially greet them, right? And maybe they're walking away or whatever it is. But at some point I say at the open house, my 100 plus point home marketing plan for getting home sold is on the table over there if you'd like to see it. That's it. If they walk over and they start looking at it, you have a good idea that they are likely a homeowner. Now is perfect time to engage, start slow, but you might just say something like, have you ever seen a real estate marketing plan that involved, or make fun of it a little bit, have a little light conversation as they're looking through it. And you could even say stuff like, for example, hey, if you want to scan those QR codes or actual, this is all live, you can scan the QR code in there and bring up property website. You can see how it looks so they can interact with this. And then even better, you can offer them a copy of it. You can send it to them via text. You got the link in your account. You can send it to them via email. If you were on one of our calls the other day, I talked about, and again, I know we're getting off open houses a little bit, but this is perfect for an open house because you're going to be with people that some of whom are going to be homeowners coming through your open house. And what I'm sharing with you right now is one of the best ways to engage them. So you got links to these for the online flipbook. You got the printable file, so you can print them yourself and bind them. But as they're looking at it, I'm going to offer, hey, I'd love to send you a copy. And as I was talking about the other day, I keep a copy of the Flipbook on my phone. So I got the link to the Flipbook version of my marketing plan, and I keep it on my phone. I keep it on my phone, right? So that when I am in a situation, like a client was the other day, a client was in a position the other day where one of the expired homeowners said to her, if you want to buy my home, I will talk. So he was like, if you want to buy my home, we'll talk. Expired homeowner a couple of months ago. And I told her, I said, send them back this message. If you want a buyer, now I'm paraphrasing, but it's something to the effect of, if you want to find a buyer for your home, I'll find them for you. And then I put a link to, right? She put a link to her marketing plan and sent it to them. I'm not sure what the update was, but we'll see. But anyways, hope that helps. I will show you in our school community a little bit later where that is. In fact, let me make sure that our school community, I'm going to show you that next. Give me 1 second. I'm going to grab that link one more time. I'm going to put it into the chat where we are at here in. Yes, this is the open house webinar, but I'm just sharing a few things because as part of the open house, you're going to be doing a Facebook ad. And I wanted to share a few tips on that. And then again, you want to get listings from your open house. And so I'm sharing with you really one of the best ways to get listings from an open house. Now, there's a lot more to it, so we're going to get at it. So the link I just put in to the chat is to our school community, absolutely free. The only reason we've got it is it allows us to organize, right? So by section, so expired, pending, sold, open house, click on it, and you're going to see get started, pre-open house marketing, at the open house, post open house seller lead generation. So here's the deal, people. Whether it's your listing or a borrowed listing, open houses can be one of the top two or three ways that you get listings and you get buyers if you do it right. Are you going to be able to master doing an open house the first time? No. Are you going to be able to knock it out of the park every time? No. But what you can do is treat an open house like an event, like a production, because it really is what it should be. You want that open house starting today for the marketing of it. And if you click on pre-open house marketing, you're going to see I've got every day of the week laid out because I want to make sure all the way through Monday through Friday, I want to make sure that I am set up to get the most buyers there, the most sellers there. I want the most buyers and sellers having seen my marketing. And I want to make sure that I'm set up so that after the open house, I'm going to have a great piece of content for the post open house marketing. So if I think of all of this as one thing, as one event, as one campaign, it's not just an ad, it's not just a sign-in sheet, but it's doing the pre-work, doing the work at the open house, and then doing the work after post open house. And so that's why I break it out by Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, so that we can make sure we're going to just knock it out of the park. So pick the right property. I'm going to assume all of you have done this. If you want to go back to this later, you can take a look at that. Pretty important. It is important. And then Facebook. So we literally just got done talking about Facebook. You're going to see here links to little video clips or more information in our Facebook group. So this is a great place to come to. Let me get back to normal. 1 second. Let me bring that back. I apologize. So classroom, we're at open house and Monday yard sign. And so we're going to go do the Facebook ad. And I was just saying, under each one of these, there are links. It might be to a YouTube video where I showed that specific part of it, not to a whole long video, or it might be a link to the Facebook mastermind group where there's just more information for you if you need it. So let's go do a Facebook ad and let's go get that listing in our account. So in listings to leads, I'm going to go to listings. I'm on the dashboard. If you need help getting a listing into your account, let our team know. Hopefully they're coming in from a data feed automatically. If you need to add it to your account manually, you can. You can also grab them. So again, get with our support team for all of that. I've got a listing here at 15 Ambient Way. Right now it's active. This could be coming soon, for sale, just listed. To set the open house, just click the open house icon to the far right. That's going to bring the pop-up. Add 1 or 2 open houses as appropriate. You can adjust the time. I'll say 1 to 3. If I had one on Sunday, I could click the green button, Saturday, Sunday. I'll just do Sunday only. Click add. Now it's going to reset all of my tools. So all of those marketing tools that were previously for coming soon, just listed, or active are now being changed over to open house. You can see I've got a little icon. Let me know. So that's my little way of knowing, hey, there's an open house. And if I click on market listing, that's going to take me to open house preview or overview, I should say. Here you're going to see step-by-step guide. That's a great page where I list everything in order. So again, more information about the ads, more information about social media posting, more information about connecting your account. Just click learn more and you're going to see all of it right here. And this is as if we were sitting next to each other, walking through this together. And so it's not written like as if it's a support post. It's written more as if, again, you and I were sitting next to each other and I'm just walking you through all these things that you can do. Like I said before, though, don't get overwhelmed to the point where you feel like, oh my God, I can't do this. You may not succeed the first 2 or 3 times that you try it. But again, that's why I break it out by day. Because I figure if you can do a little bit every day, it's already Tuesday. But hey, you can do Monday and Tuesday today. You're caught up. Do Wednesday, tomorrow, Thursday, and have an easier time with the open house. So like we saw on the calendar in school, Facebook and Instagram ads, all you got to do is click it. We're going to do the ad twice. So we're going to do this ad 2 times. Once, just dirty easy. Look at the location. It should autofill. We don't charge $30 to run an ad. I know there are some vendors that charge per ad on top of your monthly payment, which is absolutely nuts. All of this is completely editable. I would leave radius at 15 for the most part. Lifetime budget of 35. So that's minimum. Minimum, really, you want to be at $50, if not more. And then hit create ad. That's all you got to do. It's literally that easy. This will be a Facebook lead ad. It's connected to the single property website automatically, so you don't need to worry about that. The ad is going to collect 6 pieces of information by default: name, email, phone number. What is your time frame to buy? Do you have a home to sell? What would be most helpful right now? So as you get those leads coming in, always make sure that you look at that lead notification, whether it's coming from your CRM, whether it's coming from listings to leads. You're going to see that all the information. So you'll see their name, their email, their phone number, where they came from, right? A listing ad in this case. And then it'll have those 3 questions and it'll tell you what their answers were. You can automate all of that in your CRM. You can get on our, maybe we call it a waiting list with us, our interest list, or just do it as you're calling and texting and emailing them. But if you refer to those questions, you're going to get a lot further. Now let's do this one more time. And the only difference now is I'm going to show you just a couple of edits that you can make, including those questions. So if you see anything off here, for example, I could say open house in Folsom on Saturday. I wouldn't worry about it. In fact, I'm just only showing you that so you can do it, right? Just the point is you can edit the text. Stay away from AI generated text paragraphs. They always don't do so well. Why? Because they give out so much information. We're trying to keep people. In fact, I talked to a client yesterday. He's like, hey, I canceled listings to leads. And I went to another program. They got all this AI stuff and they write the ad. And he goes, they never did as good as your stuff. He goes, they tried to get too fancy, right? Whether it's the images or the text. And he's like, people just don't understand. You got to keep it simple to generate the best leads. So with that, I just say that because, again, you don't want to get too crazy on all this stuff. The thing I really want to show you here is those questions. So advanced options, create new form. So just those 2 things. Advanced options, open it up, go to create new form, and right here, form questions. Now I can look at this and I can look at the property or the offer, home value, cash offer, pending listing. And I want to make sure these questions match or can help me better serve these people that are coming into me. So again, we got the 3 questions by default for buyers, buyer ads. What's your time frame to buy? Do you have a home to sell? What would be most helpful right now? You're going to do fine with just even that alone, but you can add 1 or 2 more. So if I look through here and I can drag and drop them to reorder them, I like a lot is, for example, would you like a list of price reduced homes for sale? Right? That's a great one. Now, it's also part of what would be most helpful right now, but then that leaves that question for other things that they may need help with. If I, ask them specifically for this question, if I was working with a lender, I might see if you qualify for 0 down or down payment assistance, right? If there's a lower priced home, if there's an upper priced home, I wouldn't go there, right? So again, this is where it depends on the home that you're marketing and how can you fine tune that engagement part of this. And you do that by asking the right questions. And we all know asking the right questions gets us pretty far in life, right? If we can ask the right questions, learn about the people we're working with that we're serving, and then meet those needs, meet those wants, we're going to get more engagement, just like I showed you earlier. So anyways, these are all the questions that you got available. And there's another one here I will draw your attention to for new construction. So it could be, for example, a new construction property or what have you. Ask the question, would you like me to send you current builder incentives or specials? Because now they're going to feel, oh my God, this person is learning more about me, right? I'm going to have a better experience with this person. Don't go more than 5 total. After a while, it's going to get a little bit annoying. People don't want to feel like they're jumping through hoops. But if you ask 4 to 5 questions, like I'm showing you right here, and again, I can drag and drop if I want. Just hit create new form, close advanced options, and you're done. It's literally that easy. Right. There we go. Okay. Any questions on the Facebook ad? I don't want to spend all day on this, but I do want to make sure that you are comfortable with it, that you're confident with it. Someone said, what's your average cost per lead for open house leads? Last week, it was $3.55 for leads coming soon, just listed, active, open house all together. A little bit lower, I think about 334 or something. It was like in the 330s. And then the open house specifically was in the 350s. That's the ad. Next up, social media post. This is just going to go to your social media accounts. I'm going to change the text, or I'm sorry, the image. For this one, I like either the sideways one or we got others. And also real quickly, where it says 23 open house visitors, I didn't change that last time, but let me show you. There's a little edit icon in the image. If you just click it, now everything here is editable. So if I click there, open house in Folsom, click below for more information. Show. There we go. And oh, I didn't. Let's do that one more time. I'm going to go. I didn't save it. So, I showed you how to change that. Then you click save. Then it will save. There we go. All right. Get that posted to all your socials. Do this in conjunction with anything else that you're doing for posting. A lot of times people post without a link, which is good because Facebook will typically give that a little bit more oomph or a little bit more push. And that's great, especially for pulling in people that you may not be connected to. But also post this in your whatever page that you have as well. Yeah. Because people, it can be the next day, it can be a different image, right? And you're going to see on our weekly calendar, we're doing Instagram and Facebook stories every single day. So I want to do one post promoting the open house with no link. And then I want to do one post with a link. This post right here will have a link. And if I click up there, I can go back and see an older one like this one. And that way people can get to my property website. Or actually, this one's sending a message, which is awesome. So I got that one to set up to send me an actual message, but then they can also click here, and here they just go right to the property website. Right? Because at my property website, they get all the open house information, right? All the same as an ad. They can get to my 3D tour, my video, my photos, my area videos, my PDF guide, all that stuff, my entire single property website. And so we want that on Facebook, on Instagram, on X, on LinkedIn, on your Google business page, because it's going to help draw people back to you. And it's going to give you some more great content. So get that up there. You're going to do all the other things. Again, you're going to do stories. You're going to do short form videos. You're going to do the Instagram stories with links. I've got training on all of that stuff. Next up, if you are the listing agent only, so this is only for listing agents. Now, if you're borrowing a listing, awesome. You're going to do the ad. You're going to do the social media posts. You're going to do some other things down this list. These next two things are only for listing agents. But if you're borrowing a listing, pay attention because you're going to have your own listing soon. You're going to want to know how to do this. We are going to send two things to the seller in a post to put up on their Facebook page and an email for them to share. Now, when they share this email, it is as good as promoting us and our marketing plan and that we're awesome to all other people. Same with the social media posts. So we want both of these to go out at the same time because it's going to give much better effect. And then some of their friends are going to see us in the email. Some are going to see us in the post. Some are going to see us in both. And ask the seller if they belong to any Facebook groups, any next door groups, anything like that. Put this version, the social media post, put it there as well. So I want it on their page. I want it in any Facebook group that they belong to, and maybe on the next door page if they belong to that. Because if you try to put it in a Facebook community group, you're going to be kicked out. So with that, how do I get this to the seller? You're going to click the green button. It'll say, I think it says add seller info. Once you've already got it there from a previous status, it'll be there automatically. So you won't have to do that again. Put in the seller's email and salutation, click send, and do the same thing for the e-flyer. So e-flyer for seller sphere of influence, SOI, click the green button, right? That'll be there from the step above. Click send. That will send you an email and it's going to send the seller the exact same email. Yours will just have a little blurb saying, letting you know this is what the seller got so that you call the seller, make sure A, they got the emails, and then B, let them know what they're for. So for example, for an open house, it's phenomenal. So I would send it to you and then I'm going to call you up and say, Hey, Patrick, Scott here. Want to let you know we're doing a lot of great marketing for the open house coming up this weekend. And we got ads out. We got all these other great things that we're doing. Expect a great turnout. I sent you a couple of things. One, to share on your Facebook page and any Facebook groups or next door groups that you belong to. And then another was an email so that you can share this via social media and email, because you likely know people who know people that would love to move to the area. And in this market, I am not leaving any stones unturned. Make sense? It sounds like a bit of wisdom. It puts you in a very good light, and it now allows you to have dedicated pieces that are designed for their sphere of influence. These are not just designed for Facebook in general, not designed as an email in general. These are specifically designed to be on the seller's Facebook page, to be shared by the seller via email, to attract more leads, more visibility, more branding, more engagement to you. And these are phenomenal leads. So please don't mess this up. Don't think my seller's too old, they're too nice, they're going to love it. And if you call with that script and do that at a time that's convenient for them, you're going to get a lot of good feedback. Don't do it when you know they're probably driving home, because now they're talking to you while driving. They can't do it anyways. Wait till you feel like it might be a good time for them to have 5 minutes and then make the phone call. And that's when I would send the email as well, right a few minutes beforehand. Nearby homeowner letter. So we got a letter, postcards, and door hangers. Now, I love listening to podcasts and videos and all the other things. And a top producer was talking about direct mail and farming. And he goes, I send something to the homeowners at every single status. Because why? Because by the time that listing is sold, I want them to know me on a first name basis. And it gets listings, it gets calls, it gets emails. All right. Because now, just listed, maybe you do one for open house. Maybe you do one for coming soon. If you can do coming soon, you just do one when it's active. If it's active for a little bit, you definitely do one for pending. All right. When the contingencies are removed and you're clear to close, definitely gonna do that one. And then you're going to want to do one that's just sold. You can play around with the dates a little bit. So for example, let's say it goes pending today, August 25th, and finally all the contingencies are removed and we're going to close escrow in 3 days. What the hell am I going to do with that? I can still get a pending postcard or a pending nearby homeowner letter door knocked to all of those neighbors in the next day or two. And then I can wait for the just sold, wait a couple of weeks. So what if it closes on the 28th of August, but you don't get a just sold postcard to them till the 10th because you got a pending piece to them just 2 weeks earlier, 3 days before the close of escrow. Does that make sense? So this guy, and I tell you what, I totally believe it. I would pick 100, 200, if you can go 300, not just one time, and don't do 1,500 at one time. But if you are in an area and you maybe haven't done any of this yet, open houses for your listing are perfect time. If you're borrowing the listing, you're going to want to do the same thing, but with a nearby homeowner letter. You can't, as a showing agent, send a postcard, but you can door knock. So here's my whole point of this. If it's your listing, use the open house, probably the nearby homeowner letter, to go door knock those neighbors. I got a whole script right here. It works. We're going to leave the letter behind. You might get some of those chicken bags so we can leave it at the door. I want to be able to leave it on the door because you will get people, even if they're not home, will see it. They'll at least know about it. They will save the letter. A lot of people will save the letter. So even if they don't come to the open house, they will save the letter and you can generate several leads a few days later, a few weeks later. I've had people tell me they generate a few months later. And here's where it gets beautiful. If it's not your listing, fine. Doing it once is still good. If it is your listing, I want you to consider when it goes pending, clear to close, and then just sold, always make sure there's a 2-week buffer in there where possible. So we can delay the just sold if we need to, but consider doing all three of those. One can be the letter at open house, one can be a postcard for pending, maybe, and then you do a door hanger with the just sold. So again, I'm in the neighborhood. It's a little easier to put on than a uh, door hanger, right? The door hanger here. That's easier. I'm saying than a letter because I can just slap it. And then we got the postcards, and they all generate phenomenal leads. They all follow the same pattern. We're letting them know about the open house in this case, or about the pending listing, or about the sold listing. And we give them a custom URL, a custom text code, and a QR code. And then on the back of it, your profile information, and then some information about the fact that either when this home is sold or now that this home is sold, their home value has been affected. So it's front and back, top to bottom. It's amazing. You want to make sure that you are door knocking this. I'm telling you, most of you have got an hour or two, right? I would give 2 hours for door knocking 100 homes, maybe two, depends. Sometimes I know people have done 11 to 1, everybody was home. I know people have done 3 to 5, nobody was home. I've done know people have done 3 to 5, a lot of people were home. So it just depends on the neighborhood and the area. As you get into door knocking, you're going to get a feel for different areas, and different times of day are better for them. But please go door knocking. It is so vital. Open houses are critical, I think, because they allow us to be in front of people, right? They allow us to be in front of people in a way where we are essentially the producers of the show. And I want to make sure I'm not doing my show some crappy, boring ass production. I'm not going to spend $1 million, but when you come into my open house, you're going to be greeted in such a way, and you're going to have an experience, even at the most basic open house that I do, that's going to far surpass everybody else. So I want as many people, and I want to do as much as I can to promote this thing. And that gets me to circle prospecting. Why would you not circle prospect? Even if you get 99, even if you get 99 voicemails, every voicemail you leave is like a little nugget. It's like a little seed. And when you combine that with, maybe they see it in the neighborhood Facebook group, maybe they see the ad, maybe they saw the email from the seller, maybe they got your nearby homeowner letter, and then later a postcard or a door hanger. All of these things are adding up. So I would use a service like My Plus Leads, Redex, Vulcan 7. I'm not sure if your title company has the ability to get you a list. If you can pull a list and mail the list and call together, that's awesome. Otherwise, what I would do is I would still door knock 100 homes for the open house, and then just go into My Plus Leads and just call through. Some of them are going to be a duplicate, some of them won't, but the ones that are a duplicate, awesome, because now they got your letter, whether they met you or not, and they're going to hear your voicemail. So next up, eFlyer for your database. This is another one that's critical, and I'm going to bring over my CRM. I try to do this and I just forgot to bring it up. So give me 1 second. I'm on my other monitor. I'm going to go into my CRM and I'm going to pull a lead so I can simulate how to send this from your CRM. It's easy enough to show you how to send it through listings to leads for sure. Okay, perfect. So here's my CRM. So this is go high level. It doesn't really matter. This is just my CRM, and you're going to navigate in your, if you want to send this e-flyer through your CRM, just navigate to where you can send out, write an email to a list. I would send an open house to everybody. I am at this open house. I'm going to be around. It's not like I'm just kind of waiting in line at the DMV. I'm going to be at the open house. I'm going to be in my element, and I want as many people there as possible. So I'm not going to self-select to just to my buyer. I'm going to send this to everybody. First of all, beautiful slideshow. It does not connect to Google Maps. So many of the e-flyers people send, they pop right over to Google Maps, and it's embarrassing. So we got the first 5 images as a slideshow going to the property website. We've got a link to the home value landing page. And then down here, right? Your client review website, if you got a client review website. So all your reviews from Zillow, Testimonial Tree, Facebook, and Google. So we can import all of those client reviews automatically. If you got them on a different website, I don't know, whatever. You can add them manually as well. But from Google, Zillow, Testimonial Tree, and I think Facebook, we can pull them in automatically. And why I want everyone to see my reviews as much as possible. So with that, you can send it through listings to leads, or you can put it in your own CRM. We're going to do both. Through listings to leads, just select whatever list. Boom, all selected. Click send now. To send it, you got to send test emails. You can send a test email. You can edit it, of course. Here's what I do. If I want to send it through Go High Level or Bold or Follow Up Boss, I just click in there, Command A, Command C, go to my CRM, go to my editor where I'm going to send out an email to my database. So I'll select email. And let me just delete what was there. So here I am in Go High Level. And now, again, imagine this is not an individual, but it's a list that's going to get this email. I just copy and paste it. Look at that. Beautiful. I can edit this, play around with that, get that perfect. And I'll try one more time. I'll come back to that in a minute. But you get the idea, right? Look at that. Actually, listings to leads. Even better, right? 3 seconds, everything works, all the links, right? Everything opens up. So again, send it through your CRM, send it through listings to leads, one way or the other, and then call some of your people in your database. You should have a minimum of calling 10 people in your database. All you're doing is inviting them to an open house. It's not weird. It's not uncomfortable. It's not cringe. All you're doing is calling a few people because again, we want to put down little seeds. We want to put down familiarization. We want to put down that we can reach out and make contact with somebody where it's not going to be this oppressive, oh my God, I can't believe this person just called me. We want it to be when they hear from us, they're just getting information, right? So in this case, I'm just going to call up some people in my database. Maybe the people I haven't heard from in a ton of years. Maybe it's people that haven't looked at properties in a while. Maybe it's some leads from people in that area, whatever it can be. And I'm just going to call them up. And I'm going to call and say, hey, Patrick, Scott here at XYZ Realty. And just want to let you know we're having an open house at 15 The Ambient Way in Folsom on Sunday from 1 to 3. Just very similar to our success with our text follow-ups with leads. Just super simple. Why am I here in front of you? Hey, I'm just calling to let you know we're having an open house. I sent you an email with the link to the property website with all the photos and details. I just wanted to make sure you got that. With the way the market is right now, I just thought I would let you know. Because then they're also going to be like, wait, how's the market? Now they may know, they may have a preconceived idea about the market, what have you, but it just get, this can get some people to go, oh, how is the market? That'll help get them to respond. Please let me know if you like more information, schedule a showing, right? Just being nice. And then right here, do they own a home in the farm area? Which would have been Circle Prospect. Own a home not in the farm area. Are they a buyer lead? So let's say they're a buyer lead. They came in a year ago. You haven't had any contact with them. So when I get done mentioning, hey, we're having an open house at 15 The Ambient Way in Folsom on Saturday, I send an email with all the information. Just wanted to make sure you got that. And I would love to add you. So I'm reading at the bottom here now, the third part. I'd love to add you to my VIP list of coming soon and off market homes, along with sending you my free guide, 6 things to check before buying a home. So we're making an offer on something that's easy, right? So they got, because we're going to find if they have any interest in buying, and it's interesting in the AI text follow up, I think it's maybe a 4th or 5th message. We actually offer 6 things to check before buying a guide. So in our workflow and our sequence, we've got like 3 or 4 guides that we do. I think that's the first one. I would say 20 to 30% of people say yes to that. That was a surprisingly really good bump, right? That was one of those areas where you're watching your follow-up and you kind of notice little kind of bumps that come up versus other messages. So this message right here, so offering that when I'm calling through my database can be very powerful. So I would include that when you're talking to a buyer, and you can do something similar talking to a homeowner. But right, what do we got to do? We got to plant seeds. We got to make deposits. We want to make sure that it's not our first conversation when they're ready to buy or sell. I want it to be my third, my fourth, my fifth conversation with them, because when they're ready to make that decision of getting active, I want them to feel comfortable. Oh my God, the guy Scott's called me 3 or 4 times over the last 6 or 8 months, right? I get some emails from him. He just checks in with me. He's not overwhelming, right? He's not like that. And so I want to be that person. I want to be the agent so that when that buyer or the seller get to that point, I'm the more natural person they're thinking about. So yeah, let's not treat our database as a throwaway. So I'm going to get through a few things a little bit quick here. Again, I got support posts, the school community, right? The open house guide, right under the overview tab. All of that has more information about every item in here. This is a short form video script. What you do is you just click send, or if you're on your phone, you just open this up on your phone. Either way, copy the script into your teleprompter app if you need it. Otherwise, read it. It's very straightforward, and get out there and record a video. Most Instagram stories, I believe, 1 to 3% of your overall audience. Like a post and a reel depends, maybe 3 to 5%, maybe a little bit higher. We'll see it. That means that video that you did 3 days ago, and you think, my God, I can't do another one. Only maybe anywhere, let's say you have 100 followers. How many people saw that? Not a lot. Not a lot of people. So even if you've already done another, maybe did a static post, maybe did a story, maybe did something, do another one. Do another one. Under here, upload the same video to TikTok. I like to upload to TikTok first because the editor there is the easiest and it's simple. If you do CapCut, wonderful. But either way, CapCut or TikTok, do TikTok first. Once you post it, then you can download it, to all your captions and everything, download it. And then I can just upload it directly into Instagram. I can upload it if I wanted to separately to Facebook. I could upload it to X. I could upload it to YouTube, right? So I got a great video and I've got a lot of places to put it. So a few more things on here. One is the yard sign. Remember we talked earlier about the yard sign being one of the most important parts. And that's why I wanted you to get this done today. Go to your association, get this at your association. And then I want you to also buy a flyer box. I want you to buy a box that you can put on the yard sign where you can put these listing flyers, because the listing flyers have QR codes and text codes that can generate leads for you. I had a client, he does the open house the exact way we talk about it in our school community. So if you're in our school community, remember Monday through Friday, open house. If you scroll down, open house, he generated 5 good leads. I've even got some better posts on this, but look at this. I want to have open house at the top, and then I want to have a flyer box on here as well. That way, all the neighbors walking by are going to see open house, and then they're going to see the flyer box where they can pull out the listing flyer. And then on the listing flyer, as I showed you, they're going to have QR code they can scan, the text code they can scan, all good branding, right? Looks gorgeous. So get your yard sign dialed in, please. The yard sign is one of the best sources of leads. And these are like what, $8? And I can use them over and over again. I can probably, depending on the weather and the season and everything else, at least 6 to 9 months, maybe 12 months out of that for $8. Definitely going to do it. While you're at your association, grab the riders for pending and just sold as well. at least pending. Not sure if you can do just sold, but at least you want to get the pending ones 100%. If you've got these right here, I like the one with no QR code. So I like the second one. And in the school community, I got a video showing you how to order these through listings to leads. I can order one at a time. It takes a couple of weeks to get to you. So if you have an open house this weekend, you're not going to be able to use it. But here's the deal. I can use this rider. I can move it around from listing to listing, no matter what the status. So it can be on an open house listing today. It can be on a pending listing tomorrow. I can move it to a coming soon listing next week, and everything will work perfectly. So I would order these because you want your yard sign to have pending, open house, just sold. I want the flyers as appropriate for that status. And then I want text for more information, because you know your yard sign is not getting any leads when it's just the general placard, right? That general board does not generate leads. If you want to use it for branding, that's cool, right? And then underneath it, put text for more information. Above it, put the status. And then on the side, put the listing flyers. Open house sign in. So last two things that we're going to walk through today. The sign in form is completely customizable. There's a paper version, there's the online version, and there's even a QR code. In the school community, I'm going to show you something here. Completely customizable. So I can rearrange the questions, I can turn them on and off, I can edit them, I can add questions, and you got short answer, check boxes, radio buttons, drop down, short answer. You got all the different questions that you can ask. Again, I can drag and drop. And one of the really cool things about the open house sign-in form is, check this out. And the print will take all edits that you made to this version. So if I were to go to print the print version, any edit I made to the general online version will go to that one as well. And even the QR code that you saw. Oh, I'm sorry. So you tap, do you currently own your home? Yes. When are you looking to buy? Are you interested in off market? Yes. Realtor's name, I don't have one. Continue. Name, email, phone number. And right here, send me 6 things to check before buying a home guide. So we're going to include that in the autoresponder automatically, right? Or they can uncheck it, but either way. So it's just really nice on the follow-up. If you use the paper version, make sure I would use a clipboard. In fact, you're going to see it in our training. You may not see it right away because there's a lot to an open house. There's just a lot to an open house, but we have training on this where we talk about using a clipboard, have a pen per clipboard. And then underneath this, you may do things like a summary of the neighborhood. You could do obviously the listing flyer, right? You might have a list of other open houses that you can make available to them as well. So there's other things that you can do here. And I'm not here to argue the online version or print version and or QR code. You'll see in our school community, we've got a Canva template where you just use a 8.5 by 11 flyer with a flyer stand in front of the open house. And people just scan the QR code. It's like nice and big at that point. They just scan the QR code and fill it out on their phone. So you don't have anything. You don't have any kind of print or online version because they're just going to do it scanning the QR code right from their phone. A lot of ways of doing that, a lot of ways to have success with it. Any questions on anything so far? I just want to spend the last few minutes in our school community. There we go. I'm going to go back up towards the top. And I just want to make sure that we are all on the same page here, what to expect and what you can find in here. So turn open houses into listings and buyers fast. So I'm giving you a quick overview. Here, I'm talking about those questions that we talked about in the Facebook ad. Or no, I'm sorry, just ask questions in general. I'm sorry. Next up, open house mastery. This is the presentation that will walk you through. This is like a train the trainer presentation almost. So if you're a lender, a broker, a trainer, right? There's a PDF guide, there's a checklist, there's a presentation. This right here is amazing. Go through it on your own as like a self-teaching kind of a thing. And it really walks you through some of the marketing also a lot of focus on the open house itself. So how to actually conduct. And for example, one of the sections in here is how to do the clipboards, what to use with the clipboards, how to present the clipboards, right? I'm talking about the sign-in sheet. So take a look at that if you want. Live and recorded calls. So we got some live and recorded calls right there. And then you're going to see here, pre-open house marketing, Monday through Friday, including a dedicated section for Instagram stories. It's a 5-day campaign for Instagram stories where everyone has a link, everyone has a poll. And if it's over you, then don't worry about it. You can learn how to do that in a month from now, but learn what you can learn this week, learn what you're going to learn next week, and just keep getting better at it. Open houses are too important for your business to not have a system that's repeatable, right? Where you can have a little bit of, okay, if I do all of these things, good things are going to happen. Maybe not every single time, but with more regularity. So at the open house, these are all inside of the 5-day pre-marketing setup. So you're going to be directed to some of these during the setup for the open house. So during the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday setup, a lot of the stuff for at the open house is going to be on that list. But obviously we want to have this separate also so that I know, hey, these are the things I want to make sure I've got at my open house, right? One of them, for example, being my printed up 100-point home marketing plan. We had a great conversation the other day with a bunch of people, and I was saying I might invest in what I call a show copy, where I spend maybe 30, 40, 50 bucks, whatever I can afford. And I just got a beautiful copy I take with me to my open houses. I keep it in the car when I'm talking to a potential seller and I just need to have something quick right away. Right. So that could be a nice investment because when I've got that at my open house, it's going to seem a little bit more valuable. Right. And when I offer to send it to people, they're going to have a more perceived value on it. And like I mentioned, I got the links, I got the PDF. So anyways, with that, oh, back in our school community, just the last thing, post open house. Again, after the open house. And I don't think there's another system out there that gives you so much opportunity with an open house, yours or borrowed. And you can do the post open house if it's a borrowed listing. All you need to really is just to make sure you got some people that came through, because otherwise you're like, nobody came through the open house. So any questions before we go? Let me open up my phone because it looks like a few people in the school wanted to get in. So give me 1 second. I will approve everybody. Monique and others. Awesome. Some of this. And okie doke. Awesome. Perfect. Good. Anybody else? Everybody good? People, I don't know. Are you good? Melissa, what's a good cost per lead? Melissa, sorry about missing that question earlier. I think I may have answered it, but I would say for an open house, I want to be under $6. Anything under 6, I'm fine with. In the 7s, now this is for a listing for sale, coming soon, just listed, active, open house. I want to be 6 or below. And if I am like low 4s below, I'm going to keep extending that ad, right? And so that looks like this. So if I've got an ad that's running and I'm like $4.12, and normally I'm at maybe 5 or 6, which 5 is still fine, not phenomenal, but it's not like I'm going to turn it off. But let's say this ad right here, let's say it's running and I'm doing really good with my leads. So I can just click edit and scroll down to budget. and we can just add more budget. I would add budget and I would extend the ad, right? Just extend it a week or whatever's appropriate, hit update. And now, not 100%, not always, but it's going to keep the same audience algorithm going. And so I'm going to stay more in that range versus maybe I let the ad end, I go find another listing to market, and now I'm coming in at $8, $9 a lead when just the day before I was generating leads at $4. And you'll find it even for the same listing. If you let an ad go inactive, like it ends, and I run another ad, oh my God, it can be two, three, four, $5 difference per lead. If that happens, just turn it off. Just turn it off and go rerun it as new. And sometimes I don't change a thing. And the next within an hour or two, I'm already generating leads at a much lower cost. So there's a little bit of art, a little bit of science, a little bit of what the hell ever with Facebook ads. So that's why you just pay attention. You get a little bit used to it. And with that, everybody, thank you so much for joining me. If you have any questions, by all means, get a hold of our support team, get into the mastermind group. We'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.